I was born and raised here in Chicago, so I am a Chicagoan, and you know, Chicagoans are like very proud, and I love my city. I love being in Chicago. So
Mm-hmm.
I was born and raised on the southwest side, actually, and I mean, my parents are both immigrants, actually. So we've been through a struggle. Well, at least my parents. I
Right.
personally wasn't. I wasn't like raised super religious. We are considered Catholic. I'm gonna say that
Mm-hmm.
like that because we do believe in Jesus and God. We believe in 𝒬ᴷᴜ de Guadalupe, and we do believe in the Catholic like spirituality. That being said, we don't go to church or anything. We have religious figures around the house, but you know, it's just very weird. Well, like I would say, for me. But
Right.
like I said, that being said, I do believe in God, and I do believe in faith and love and hope. I do believe in all
Mm.
that.
Right.
So after the breakup, I picked it up, and I
Mm-hmm.
started going out, and like I don't know how. Like I look back at it now, and I was just like, well, that was pretty ballsy of me because like I didn't know anybody in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Most days people now get into drag because they have friends that are doing it,
Yeah.
and it's easier for them to like get in the scene. But at the time, I didn't know anybody personally, so I just walked into the bar to do an amateur drag show, and after that, like I pretty much stopped drawing, and I stopped exploring my artistic side, because I just
Mm-hmm.
didn't have time. I was always working, and when I
Right.
wasn't working, I was too lazy to draw because drawing, takes a little bit of work and effort. And so I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, like I'm tired. I don't want to draw anymore, But like I missed that artistic ability,
Right.
desire. And until I picked up makeup, I was just like, oh my god, this is like what I needed, My
Mm-hmm.
drag has changed a lot. Like from the time when I first started,
Mm-hmm.
I am a Mexican, so when I first started drag, I was like trying to just be like this really pretty Mexican girl, really fishy, and at that time I knew drag, but I wasn't too familiar with like the more out of the box side of drag.
Mm-hmm.
So when I first started, I tried to be very traditional and very pretty, just woman illusion, I guess.
Right.
And so when I first started, I just wanted to focus on like being Latina and pretty, and it changed a lot over the years. I started getting
Mm-hmm.
bored of that. It's way more animated and like fantasy. I like to say it's club fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I like to mix that like element of like out of the box fantasy. It's kind of weird, kind of cool, My
Right.
original drag name was 𝒬ᴍᴜ,
Mm.
which is 𝒬ᴚᴜ. It's a Spanish name, and
Uh-huh.
my boy name is Yair. It starts with a Y. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, at the time when I first started, I was like, I need to pick a girl name that starts with a Y, like my boy name. So there's not a lot of pretty girl names that start with a Y, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
So 𝒬ᴚᴜ was like one of the only ones I found, which I was like, that'll do. So
Right.
I was going by that for like the first 2 years doing drag. I started looking into the name Stargirl, and like through Urban Dictionary and all that, like what does it mean? Because I guess it has like a meaning, and
Mm.
like the definition, I guess, is like a girl who's weird but in a good way. That
Mm.
she's very bright and colorful, and she timid but outgoing when you get to know her, and
Mm-hmm.
she lights up a room or something like that. And I was just like, I kind of feel like I do that. I want
Yeah.
to know more gay people. I want to know lesbian people, transgender, queer people. I want to meet them. I want to have relationships and get to know people. Because like
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like that's what I was missing. And being
Right.
a queer person, I feel like you need to have that those kind of relationships in your life, to inspire you to just I feel like it's a necessity almost, and like I was
Mm-hmm.
craving that necessity. And like one of the main reasons I wanted to get into drag was to have those relationships And luckily, you know, like, oh my God, I've met some of the most amazing people, like people that I
Mm-hmm.
call family now, you know. I wouldn't say it's like a strong spiritual connection, but I mean, I'm very, like I said, I'm not like the most religious person ever, but
Mm-hmm.
I do believe in like the love of God, and I do believe in, you know, the gifts that he gives people, you know. So
Right.
I do feel like being able to be artistic, I feel like it's a gift from God, and you know, like
Mm-hmm.
he wanted this, you know, like he made, you know, he made us, you know, and he made me like this for some reason, you know. So that's why, you know, I like just thank him, you know, and like
Mm-hmm.
for allowing me to, you know, be this person. And like, I'm not gonna lie, you know, being little, I thought spirituality, I thought it was intimidating, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I was just like, like my uncle was very aggressive, maybe like towards it, and he really like pushed it. He would want us to go to church and like all that, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
like being a little kid, I would hear everything he would tell me, and you know, he would be the one and like that would say, you know, the ridiculous things like, oh, you know, God doesn't love gays, you know.
Yeah.
He would say stuff like that. So obviously, you know, being a little kid, you don't even know what your orientation is. Yeah, you don't know it, but you do take in consideration the things you hear when you're little, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when you hear that, obviously, when you start getting the feelings, you know, the gay feelings, you
Right.
know, when you start, you know, when you start realizing who you are, you know, um,
Mm-hmm.
you take in consideration the things you heard when you were little, you know. And not only am I gay, you know, I also like to be a drag queen. It's just so much more intimidating, you know. A lot of people can't handle that um, that much pressure on them, and you know, I don't I can't blame them. I don't know what I would do if I was in the situation, honestly. But I mean, all I could say is like try to keep positive, and you know, don't be afraid to don't be afraid to like trust your gut, you know, and
Right.
tell your parents, you know, don't be afraid of them, and you know, they're at the end of the day, if your parents really love you, they will love you no matter what you do, no matter what you
Mm-hmm.
do, honestly. So I would say just try to be positive and don't give up on the idea that, you know, that don't give up on the idea that you can invite them into this part of your life, because you know, if you're that passionate about drag, like this will be very important for you, and if it's that important, you need to like the people that you love and on it, you know.
Right.
I think the goal is always just to elevate yourself, you know, for yourself, but also, you know, for like, I guess the, you know, at the end of the day, some drag queens have fans, which is crazy, you know.
Yeah.
I've had people, yeah, because like I've had people like draw me fan arts, you know, and they'll be
Mm.
like, oh, I drew this for you, you know. They reach out to me personally, and they'll be like,
Uh-huh.
oh my God, I love what you do. Like, I guess they consider they're like fans or something, and they're like, oh, I
Right.
love you, and I drew this for you, and it's just like, wow, you
Mm.
took time out of
Yeah.
your busy schedule to draw this for me. It's just like, wow, you know, thank you. It means a
Mm-hmm.
lot, you know, that what I'm doing, like that you like what I'm doing, and that you take time out of your schedule to share that love for me. You know, it's just like, wow, thank you so much. You know.